Have you ever been on a road trip where things just felt off? That feeling in your gut telling you something isn't right? Today, we're diving into 5 chilling tales from the open road. Stories that will make you think twice before your next long drive. These aren't your typical campfire stories. They're whispered accounts from desolate highways and lonely stretches of asphalt, where the ordinary world seems to bend and break. Buckle up, because this is going to be a strange ride. Our first story takes us to the legendary Route 66. Imagine this, you're low on fuel, miles from the next town, and you pull into one of those dusty, old-timey gas stations that look like they haven't changed in 50 years. A quiet attendant comes out to help. But as he's pumping the gas, you notice he can't take his eyes off the back of your car. He's just staring intensely at your trunk. It's unnerving, so you finally get out and ask him, "Is everything okay?" He leans in close, his voice barely a whisper, and says, "Whatever you do, don't open it." You exchange a confused look with your friend. You try to laugh it off, but a cold dread starts to creep in. Why? Because when you left that morning, your car didn't have a trunk. You were driving a hatchback. Next, we head onto the interstate for a tale that proves being followed is more than just a feeling. A couple was driving cross-country, and somewhere in the Midwest, they noticed it. A plain white van. At first, it was just another vehicle. But then they realized it was always there, keeping the exact same distance. For 3 entire states, it mirrored their every move. If they sped up, it sped up. When they pulled over for a break, the van would pull over a quarter mile behind them, just waiting. They were terrified, their minds racing with horrible possibilities. Then, just as the sun started to rise, they looked in the rearview mirror and it was gone, vanished. A wave of relief washed over them. They drove for another hour, feeling like they'd escaped. That's when they saw it. On the side of the road, crumpled and totaled, was the same white van. The doors were wide open, but there was no one inside. No driver, no passengers, no sign of what happened. Picture this for our third story. You're traveling solo, exhausted after a long day's drive through the scorching desert. You spot a small, isolated motel, the kind with a flickering neon sign. The clerk at the front desk is friendly enough, but he tells you something odd. You're our only guest tonight. It's a little strange, but you're too tired to care. You get to your room, lock the door, and fall into a deep sleep. At exactly 2 a.m., you're jolted awake by a sound. A soft, rhythmic knocking. It takes you a moment to realize where it's coming from. It's not the door to the hallway. It's the door to the bathroom, the one inside your locked room. Then a chilling whisper seeps through the wood, and it says your name. You don't wait for sunrise. You grab your keys, leave everything else behind, and get out of there as fast as you can. Have you ever trusted your GPS a little too much? Our fourth story is a cautionary tale about blind faith in technology. A group of friends were navigating through a dense rural area late at night. The voice on their phone calmly instructed, "In 200 feet, turn right," so they did. They turned off the paved road and onto what they thought was a smaller one. But instantly, everything went pitch black. The headlights cut through nothing but an endless wall of trees. There was no road, no signs, not even a dirt path. Just thick, dark woods. Panicked, they managed to execute a tight 3-point turn, their tires sinking into the soft earth. But when they faced the direction they came from, their hearts stopped. The road they had just turned off of was gone. Behind them, there was nothing but more trees, as if the forest had swallowed the highway whole. Our final story begins on a lonely back road in the mountains of Colorado. 2 friends, driving through the twilight, saw a woman walking by herself on the side of the road. She looked harmless, maybe a little lost, so they decided to offer her a ride. She got in the back seat, thanked them quietly, and didn't say much after that. For the entire ride, she just hummed a soft, simple, and slightly haunting melody. The driver and passenger didn't think much of it, lost in their own thoughts as the miles rolled by. Then mid-hum, the sound just stopped. The driver glanced in the rearview mirror. The back seat was empty. The woman was gone. Before they could even process what had just happened, the car radio, which had been off the entire time, flickered to life on its own. And from the speakers, a faint tinny piano played the exact same tune the woman had been humming, finishing the melody for her. These stories remind us that the world is a lot bigger and stranger than we think. The open road holds endless possibilities for adventure and for things we can't quite explain. Maybe they're just tall tales, or maybe, just maybe, there's a grain of truth that lingers on those deserted highways after dark. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the unknown. If you enjoyed these stories, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more mysteries. Stay safe out there and always check your rearview mirror.